Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Counting on Quiet Nights. I'm actually going to just double check if I've got that correct. Counting on Quiet Nights, yes, by Jolly Rogers. Now, we featured the Jolly Rogers puzzles before, where I'm not going to say I butchered the solve, I'm going to say it's not necessarily my proudest solve. Essentially, it was a request from one of the viewers of the channel that they were stuck on an anti-night puzzle from Jolly Rogers. It was essentially like a 3-star difficulty rated one, kind of on the cusp of 4. And I did manage to solve it, but I kind of, let's just say it took a long time and it was maybe a couple of errors every now and again. Now, this puzzle is 2 stars, so it should be well within grasp, although it does have a twist on a few of the variants, so this should be very interesting. It's not quite familiar territory for any of us. The other thing about it before we get on, 95% rating, so we should be in for a bit of a treat. Even if we're counting what looks like dead nights, I guess that's the only way to make sure that they are quiet. Don't know why Sleuth is kind of doing that in what looks like some kind of haunted castle. Anyhow, we'll take a look at today's puzzle and rule set with Counting on Quiet Nights by Jolly Rogers. The following set of rules. Normal Sudoku rules, you know what that means. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and then of course every 3x3 box. Now we've had this counting circle kind of variant before a few times now. A digit in a circle indicates how many times that digit appears in a circle. So we have 12 circles. If I have the digit 2 in one of them, I can only place 2 in one other circle. That's essentially the rule. If I place a third, I've broken the puzzle. If I only place just the 1, I've broken the puzzle. It has to be exactly 2. Obviously, it doesn't have to be, this circle or that circle. It just needs to be something that obeys the rest of the rules, including normal Sudoku. But here's the twist. Here's the quiet part of the nights. Also, digits in a circle must differ in value by at least 5 with every cell that is a chess knight's move away. So, this cell here can see the following cells with a chess knight's move away, and all of them have to be 5 or more away. So these, if this was 2, everything else would have to be 7, 8, or 9 to be 5 or more away. So this is going to be very interesting. Last but not least, we're kind of talking about parity again. Digits in gray cells must be even. I see 3 gray squares. They must be even digits, so they are 2, 4, 6, or 8. That's all the rules we have for today. So, as always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. Wish me luck. So I'll be honest, I'm of 2 minds. Yeah, I'm going to go with it. Right. I can say for certainty that no circle has a 5 in it. The reason I can say that is for something to be 5 or more away from it, well, it would have to be either 0, which is not allowed, or 10, which I can't even write in. So no 5s in any of the circles. Now, what I'm very tempted to do is highlight all of the cells that cannot be 5 and just have a look at what's left. Even digits can't be 5, clearly. 5 is an odd digit. And then every cell, and that's the emphasis, every cell that is a chess knight's move away cannot be a 5. So I'm going to have to do this like very carefully. This circle sees these 2 cells. This circle sees these cells. This circle sees all of these. This circle sees here, 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 here. This circle sees with knight move all the following cells, including that one. This one here. All of these. I think I've done that one, yeah. This cell, well, I've got most of them, but not quite. This cell. And, you know, this is like, it's a lot of work for what I'm, in all honesty, not too sure is worth it. But I'm kind of going with it anyway, just to see what comes out the other end. And the last one. So, according to what I've just done, none of these cells can be a 5. That's a big statement. I'm very tempted to actually repeat this exercise and use different parities, by the way. I probably should have. Yeah, I rushed this a bit. What I was actually really hoping for is that I will see some fairly obvious places to place a 5. But the short answer is no, no such luck. There is not a single column or row or box where the 5 is placed. Okay. Right. So, sorry about this. You're going to have to watch me do this again. Let's assume this is an purple polarity. Everything that is a chess knight's move away, including this cell, notice, which is actually quite helpful, have to be 5 or more away. So it'll be the opposite polarity. Let's go with, actually I'm going to go, green. This being green is quite helpful because it tells me which ones are purple. So this cell, this cell, this cell, this cell, this cell, this circle, which is very powerful, this circle, they are all purple. This being purple, we can continue with what's green. Well, these cells are all green, which doesn't actually include any circle, which is a bit unfortunate. Have I got anywhere where there is 4 or more or anything along those lines? So obviously the trick with whenever you're dealing with polarity is to keep in mind that you can only have 4 of one kind or the other, you know, because one of them is 1, 2, 3, 4, one of them is 6, 7, 8, 9. So in the same row, column, box, I can't have more than 4 of each color. This cell is green, is purple, because it can see this green cell. So this is purple, and therefore this is green. Because this is green, and it has to be 5 or more away, this would have to be purple. This is purple, so this would have to be green. So I've got my 4 greens in box 1, which is helpful. Now, obviously, all the cells I've already colored because they can't be 5s. It will be the opposite polarity. So these are purples as well. Okay. This, oh no, I've already covered that. So I was just jumping to, there you go, that's green, therefore this is purple. That means this is green, this is, and this is, and this is, all of these are green. I've essentially got one of each in here. One of them is purple, one of them is green, but I can't tell which is which at the moment. Of course, this is green. This is purple, so this is green. This is green. And that's helpful because that tells me this circle is purple. This is now green, as is this cell, as is this cell. The greens in here gave me a purple there, which gives me green in all of the following knight move cells away. These two are opposite. So one of them is green, meaning the other one is purple because I already would have 4 greens. So this has to be purple, and therefore this purple to this chess knight move would be green, which would make this one purple. Would make this cell green. That's 4 greens in here. That is purple. So I should be able to color all of the gray cells, technically. Which one is seeing this one with knight move? Yep, this cell. So that's green. And this cell, who's seeing that? Would chess knight move? Kind of wondering if I made a mistake there. I'm about to delete this one because chess knight's move are all of these cells, none of which is a circle. So yeah, that's gone. This has to be purple. That's 4 purples. Therefore, this would have to be green, which sees this cell. This would have to be purple. Sees these 2 cells. They have to be green. So that's everything colored in. Oh yeah, of course it was gray because it cannot be a 5. But I've essentially colored everything else. Interesting. Interesting. I'm kind of half tempted to use letters now, because I can probably use... No, I'm not sure I want to do that actually. What I probably should be looking for are cells that have a lot of neighbors and therefore would place like a standard green German whisper line. You can't have a high, a digit that is close to 5, like 4 or 6, if it has multiple neighbors, which this one does, that see one another. If that's 4 or 6, both of these would have to be 1 or 9, and that would break. So that is placing some restriction, not an enormous amount to be fair, because it seems like just because of the way chess knights work, the maximum is only ever going to be 2 cells that see one another. Not necessarily a bad thing, mind you, because we've got to keep in mind that we only have 12 circles, and therefore the content of that circle, as in the digits that are in there, can only add up to 12. Now, admittedly, I can do cheeky things like 9. I could probably place 9 in literally every box. Yes. And then 1 and 2. And that will be fine. But I can't place that many high digits because my ceiling is 12. And I don't have a 5. I'm kind of half tempted to think about how you can sum up to 12 and come up with kind of a list of it from the digits 1 to 9, because that would essentially restrict the types of digits that we can actually place in there. So it may be worthwhile doing this up front, since we're going to have to do this soon enough anyway. Right. I'm going to do the one group where we need to get to 11, and that can be done in many ways. So this is not a good idea, but 129, 138, 147, and of course 156. Of course, it doesn't have to be only the 2 digits. I could do 1 with 3 more digits that add up to 11. And if I go with, 236? Let's think about all the options that include 2. 1, 2 with 3, 6. Presumably 1, 2 with 4, 5. That's also adding up to 12. Now, if I skip the 2, 1, 3, I still need to get to 8. But if I'm not reusing the 2 to get to 2, 6, all of the remaining digits are too big. So that's kind of all of the options that include 1. All of the options that don't include 1 but include 2. So I need to add 10 more, exclude the 1, 9, exclude the 2, 8. I, of course, have 3, 7 and 4, 6. Remember, I can't use anything that has 5, so that was a waste of time. Now, I don't have to have... No, I do. 2 digits that add up to 10, but 3 digits that add up to 10 is either 2, 3, 5, which I can't use or reuse, or I'm back to something that includes 1. So for 2, this is an exhaustive list. Right? And if I don't include 1 or 2, I think the remaining options are too big, because I cannot have 5. Okay, this is useful. And I say this is useful because I want to focus on the big digits. 1, 4, so I've got 7, 6, and 8, and 9. I get all of that. But notice my combination of digits. 1, 2, 3, 6. Sorry, I'm trying to kind of bring them all in so that we can see them together as a cluster, as a group. So 129, 138, 147, 1, 2, 3, 6, and then 2, 3, 7, and then finally 2, 4, 6. Now, you'll immediately notice when you look at these groupings that I'm only ever allowed one high digit, a 9, an 8, a 7, or a 6. And then the remainder are low digits. Fascinating, isn't it? So, think about the polarities that we have with purple and green. I cannot make green the high digit because there's simply not enough circles that are green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 almost certainly tells me this is a 138 group, because I cannot fit any other high digit except in purple. And once you've decided that purple is high, it's got to match the number of circles that are purple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it is 8. So we have 138 inside these, and purple is high, green is low. The 8s, I'm not sure I can actually select it with color, are all 8s. And then all of the remaining blue circles are 1 and 3. I have too many digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9. That's why. And then all of the remaining digits are 1 and 2. Exactly 1 and 2. Fabulous. Now, 9 is a very permissive German whisper line digit, so it's not hugely useful. The 2 is a little bit more restrictive, but frankly not enough. These cells, because they are low digits, they have to be from 2 and 4. I really kind of feel like, despite the amount of scrutiny I've done so far, and also the amount of progress, I just get the feeling that there isn't enough restriction to solve this puzzle, is there? Let's have a think about it. So normal Sudoku, digits in circles indicate how many times that digit appears in a circle, and also digits in a circle must differ by at least 5 with every cell a chess knights move away. Digits in grey squares must be even. So no, I'm not missing a rule. Wow. I don't know how this solves, but we're going to give it a go, obviously. We've got to remember that one of these is the same and one of them is different, so I can't pull any kind of tricks and shenanigans to try and color these yet. I need to determine what's what. It just feels frankly almost impossible at this stage, if I'm honest. And these 3 just do not see one another, so I have no idea. So my best chance seems to be around figuring out which one of these is a 2, because it will eliminate the 6 from its neighbors. For example, if this is a 2, this would be a 7-8 pair, and this would be 5-6. If this is a 2, actually, hang on, I've got a 5, haven't I? That's a 5. That's our first digit. That's the second 5. That's the second digit. Right, so there were, I don't know why I missed that when I colored it in gray to begin with. Then 5 is in one of these 2 cells. It's none of these. It's one of these two. Not here. One of these three. That's a bit too many. Not here. Oh, that's got to be a 5 because, yeah, Sudoku. Therefore, one of these two. One of these two. And feels like far too many options in here. Okay. So where I was going with this is that if this is 2, that would be 6. This would be a 7-8 pair. And then I'd end up with 5 and 6 in here. And I feel like we kind of need to crack this somehow. But it's no surprise that we've been given the fact that this is even. Really shouldn't be a surprise. Somehow we should be able to figure out which one is 2 and which one is 4 as part of our 1-2s. This is clearly deliberate. If I can figure out why. If is a big word right now. Same thing if this is 2, this would be 7-8. Right, how do I determine this? I think we're kind of, I'm trying to hesitate and to not basically essentially what feels like bifurcation, which is explore and highlight which cells they see. And I just don't seem to be able to avoid it, if I'm honest. So these are the cells that are of interest. Right. One of these is a 1 here. This cell sees this 1. This cell sees these 2. And we know that 6 has to be in one of these cells because it's 6, 7, 8. So if both of them are 2, there is no place to add a 6 in row 1. So one of these is a 1, therefore this is a 2. That is my 6. This is my 7, 8. And that gives me a 5, 6 pair in here. These have to be my reds, 7, 8s. I'm not planning on coloring the entire thing, but as you can see, I am, because I think it's actually going to help me a bit. Another 7, 8. Don't know. Don't know. I mean, I know it's blue. So, I mean, I'll take it. I know this is red. I am going to. Right, I am going to. So one of these is a 6. In fact, more importantly, this is definitely blue now because I've got 4 reds in the column. One of these is a 6. It can't be this cell next to the 2, so that's the 6. This is 7 or 8. And this is 5, 7, 8. The definite 5. 1, 3, 4, less useful. That's 7 or 8, because it's not 6. Nothing stops the 6 from being in here. Where is 6 in row 2? Well, not here, not there, not on blues where we've already got 4. It's one of these cells. Therefore, this is not 6. Hasn't helped me determine which one is the 2, by the way. Because if this is 6, that's the 1. If this is 6, that's the 1. Don't know. Don't know. I mean, we know it's red. May as well color. We know that there's a 6 between these with 6, 7, 8. Not hugely helpful, to be fair. 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, we've got 4 blues. That's red. Again, don't know. So many options for 6. And here as well, not very helpful. 1, 2, 3, 4. So potentially a 5 in here, but this cell is definitely red. This is also red, because I don't have enough reds in the column, which tells me that this is 6 or 8 because it's even, and this is of course 6, 7 or 8, as is this cell, so not hugely helpful. I need to figure out which one is the 2 and which one is the 1 somehow. So if this is 2, this would be 6. If this is 1, because that would make this 2, this would be 6. Interesting. So 6 is in one of these 2 cells, making this a 7 or 8. And the reason I kind of said interesting is it makes the 6s line up in columns 1 and 3, which, to be fair, I already knew that one of these 2 is a 6. So actually in that cell is an 8, 7, 6, sleuth, kind of basic Sudoku, please. 6, 8 pair, 7. I mean, it's a fabulous puzzle. It would be a shame not to show off just how phenomenal it is by just dropping the ball on some Sudoku. So come on, sleuth. This is 6 or 8. It's not 6. That's 8. That's 6. That is 8. That 8 gave me a 7 somewhere. 7 somewhere. So this is 5 or 7. So 5, 7, 8 triple. That's not 8 either. Just 8s gives me an 8 in here, a 7, an 8, not an 8. 7, 8. Don't know enough about it yet. 6 or 7, isn't it? Six or 7 again, which also means this is 6 or 7, because I need another red. And because I've got grey in here, I've essentially got one of each left. And the second red, fourth red I should say, is only in here because I've already got 4 blues and only 3 reds. And therefore this is my blue. I know I have a 5 in here with another red, which I don't know where it is. So I'm going to leave that for now. And again, 5 with another red is 6 or 7. Not too sure. Thing is, so far, oh yeah, there you go, 6. I was going to say, so far, I haven't found a way to actually kind of determine which was which, but yes, I have. Just wasn't paying attention. 7, 8 pair, that's another 6. So this is 5 with 7, 8. In fact, that 6 hasn't helped. Six has given me 5 and 6. So in here somewhere is a 7 and a blue digit. And therefore this has to be the 5 because it can't be the 7. And that has to be blue for all of the good. I don't know how I'm going to even resolve the blues, by the way, but one problem at a time. This could be blue. It's not forced in here. Yeah, it's not forced at all. Not 1 or 2, 3 or 4. I mean, the 2 4s are clearly meant to help us, but I feel so premature. I'm just going to focus on high digits for now. Somewhere in here is another 7 8. This 2 is sorted, isn't it? Yeah. This 2 is also sorted, and this 1 doesn't give a cookie, really. So it's Sudoku that's left, if I can spot it, to help me. That 5, for example, gave me a 7 and a 5, and then another 5, and then a 7 8 in here. And therefore this is actually 7 Sudoku. That's given me another 5 in here. This has to be red, and it has to be 7. That's 5. This is blue. This is red. I've colored the entire grid. And I think I'm very close to solving all of the highs. And I would say close as in it's done. Right, next problem, or next challenge I should say, is the low digits. So there's a 2 in here, meaning this is another 3 4. This is not a 2 either. This is another 3 4. That's my 2. That's a 4. This is 1 3, which gives me another 2 4 pair. Another 1 3 pair. Can't be a 2 in here or there. That's 2. That's 2. Just Sudoku. There's a 1 in here. 1 3 4. It can't be 4. It's a 1 3 pair. That's my 4. That's my 3. This is now a 2 4 pair, which gives me a 3 in here. 1 4 pair. However useful that is. Don't know. Let's just keep following the trail. Which seems to have abruptly ended, but okay. We may end up having to color these 1 3s, by the way. That may be a way forward. But before we go down that route, let me just see if there's something more obvious that I'm just missing. And I'll be honest, I'm not seeing it. 2 is not here. 2 is in one of these. 1 3 4. Yes, this can be 2, so not very useful. 1 3 4 in here. 2 is in one of these 2 cells. In fact, it can only be in here, which means it's one of these 2. That can't be a 2. That's a 4 again, which means another 1 3 pair. 1 3 4. In fact, 3 can't be in here, and it's not 2. This is 1 4. 1 3 4 again. Yeah, I want to kind of, I'm trying to avoid marking triples because I don't see how it helps me. I have no idea how this helps. Like, how do I resolve this X-wing, basically? One of these is a 4. Is that helpful? Not in the slightest. And then one of these is a 4. Nope. One of these is a 4. Actually, where is 4 in column 2? In fact, that 3. Sleuth, come on. I did say don't kind of ruin it at this point. It's too good of a puzzle. to kind of mess up the solve now. That 4 gave me 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. This is 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 2, 4. What a stunning puzzle, Jolly Rogers. What an absolutely stunning puzzle. It's almost like qualifying for Miracle Sudoku, I think. You know, you have such little information, but it still resolves. It's just absolutely incredible. I'm really glad I featured this puzzle, and I'm reasonably happy with the solve as well. Let me know what you guys thought of this puzzle and the video in the comments, please. And as always, hope you guys enjoyed them, and I'll see you back for the next one. Bye-bye for now.